What up, what up, what up? It's T to the R, A, Z, Z, A. We're going to do some coding. We're going to help you get the A in Digitech. We're going to make a fake Facebook clone called Razorbook. It looks awesome. You can type your post here, your status. You can say, hey, I am feeling kinda alright. And then you can put like a kind of neutral smiley face. Press enter. And then, sure enough, down the bottom, hits the newsfeed. People can hit like, you can hit that like, just like you can hit the like on this video. And you can also add comments. You can add a comment saying, that is neutral to me. And then, of course, you can click show comments and see the comments that people have. Is that so? Another cool feature of this site is, of course, that there are different users. My username is called me, which is not a very good username, but whatever. Cool, so let's get right into it. You probably have, you hopefully have. If not, you can find it, probably in Teams or maybe in this video, depending on the video description, maybe depending on how I'm feeling. These three files. These three files will get you started on Fakebook, right? Just to make it a little bit easier, so we're all on the same page, I'm going to open them all up in my editor of choice, Notepad++, but you can use Atom, brackets, you can use whatever you want. This here is the HTML file. It doesn't quite look like this. This is where we're heading. This is what Mr. Neri's looks like. This is what yours looks like. Not so great. It's got the HTML tag. It's got a body with nothing in it. It links to our style sheet. The style sheet, a CSS file, has formatting, but the formatting is really minimal. There's not much there. So let's... Why is this random? There we go. So let's put some content on our webpage, right? Let's add some stuff. First of all, let's add a heading so people know what site they're looking at. We'll make a main heading, and this is going to be called Razorbook. You can call yours whatever you want. Obviously, it doesn't have to be Razorbook. I'll save this, Control S, go over here, Control R, Command R on a Mac. Beautiful. Update. Good start. Little bits at a time. Now let's check, or let's make a what's your status? Sorry about that. A what's your status message. I'll save that. Check. Good. I like to check little bits at a time. And then we're going to have an input, so the user can type things. Input, and this is going to be a text input, so they can type text. Save that. Go over here. Beautiful. Now there's a place where they can type. Oopsie. Where they can type text. Oh, what am I doing? Gosh. Excellent. All right. Now I'm going to need a button so they can actually post their message. And this button is just going to say save. So this is a button element. Starts there, ends there. The contents is save. And that's exactly what I'm going to do right now. Control S, save. Go over here, refresh. What's your status? Hello. Save. Doesn't do anything. Because HTML lets us make the layout and content, but JavaScript lets us make it interactive. So we need to add some JavaScript. To do that, I need to link this JavaScript file in here. I can type all sorts of cool JavaScript in here. Maybe an alert that says, yeet. I can do that, and I can save it. But here, it doesn't actually run. How annoying would it be to write lots of really good code, but then it never actually runs? So in index.html, I actually need to say, look, I'm using this JavaScript file called fakebook.js. So maybe underneath this script, before this link tag that links the style sheet, I'm going to say, let's make a script tag that the source of this script is going to be from fakebook.js. Right? And then slash script. So it says, get all the JavaScript from there, from that file, and put it into the page. Right there. So it changes a little bit, doesn't matter. Good, save it, refresh. Excellent. It comes up with my message. Notice that I test every little change and check that every little change has an effect and is visible and has the effect that I wanted. You may have problems on your computer. What you may need to do is right-click Inspect, go into Elite Hacker Mode, and just double check that in the Network tab, this thing called Disable Cache is enabled. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but if you find that you're making changes, you save, and then it's not taking effect here, make sure that you've done that. Once you've done it, you'll never need to do it again. Yeah, it's set forever. But there you go. Alright, let's check that it's still working. Alert, hi, save, refresh. Good. Okay, it doesn't alert. Whew! Alright, what next? I would like it so that, when I type a message, it can actually save that message. And I would also like it to ask what my name is, my username. Maybe I'll do these one step at a time. First, I want it so when I click the button, something happens. Yeah, so when I click this button, something happens. Does this button have a name? No. How sad for it. In Australia, it's legally mandated for you to have a name, and you cannot name your child Prime Minister. Yeah, how about that? Or Commodore. You can't name your kid Commodore. So if you're a Holden fan, I'm sorry, but you can't name your child Commodore because it is a legal title. I need to give this button a name. I can give it an identifier, an ID. This is a button that says save. So me being a very boring person, I'm going to call it save button. Notice that I've got one word. I can't have spaces in the name. And I'm going to give this a capital B, but a lowercase s. Just to make sure I don't mess it up, I'm going to copy and paste it into here so that I get the same capitalization. Okay, cool. In fact, if I save both these things and refresh, I just want to check that save button really did work. Yeah, and to do that, I can go into the console. Save buttons is not the one. I'll ignore that. And I can type save button, and sure enough, save button refers to this button here. Good. I want to make it so when I click on it, it does something. So, save button dot on click equals some function that does stuff. I'm going to write a function here called save clicked. Function save clicked. In JavaScript, to make a function, we write the word function, we write the name of the function, and then we can use these curly brackets to say anything in here is part of this function. Whenever I say, hey computer, do save clicked, it'll run all of the stuff inside here. For now, let's just go alert, oofed, you clicked me, and then a sad face. Computers have feelings. So when I click the button, I want to run that function, save. Run, and let's check that we don't get any errors. If we get errors, things probably won't work. So I'll just check in the console, nothing angry came up, the computer is not grumpy with me, okay. Now hopefully, if I click on the save button, good. It says, oof, you clicked me. Our website is now AAA grade game, ready to go platinum. Brilliant. But I don't want it to say, oof, you clicked me. I want it to do something a little bit more interesting than that. I want it to save the message there. And specifically, first of all, I just want to read the message. Yeah, one step at a time. Let's break this down. Step 1, we want to read the message. Step 2, we want to make a new element here with the message. And step 3, actually put that element on the page. So step 1, read the message. This element here, this input, also does not have a name. Yeah, remember that problem that here, ID, the button needs a name so we can refer to it later. So let's call this input, what's a good name for it? Let's call it status input. Yeah, because that's where they type their status. Yeah, status is, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling okay, I'm having a bad day, help me out, I don't know. So now this thing has an ID of status input. And sure enough, if I refresh this and go to my console, hopefully if I type status input and press enter, it says yes, that is that. If I did something that was wrong, like status input with a lowercase I, oh how silly, then it says, no, I don't know what that is, it's not defined. But status input works. So, in here, I can say, well, I need to get the value of status input. Yeah, status input refers to this whole thing, this whole text input. But if I actually want to get the value of it, the contents, then I can do .value. And that gives me a string, which is the text inside that box. Okay, so status input.value. Let's maybe save that to a variable. Text equals status input.value. And maybe I will alert that. Yeah, so to come up with a message on the screen with whatever was in that box. This line here will get that thing and put it in a variable called text. And this here will alert whatever the variable text is to the screen. So hopefully if I save that, refresh that, type and press save, brilliant. It works as expected. It saved that to a variable called text and alerted the variable called text. Okay, notice that this is how I actually develop. I would do tiny little bits and test each little bit one at a time. Now I want to put that right here. Yeah, I want to put that message right underneath. But I don't have like a container to hold it. I don't have an element to put it inside. So I'm just going to make an element down somewhere. Maybe down under that status thing, I guess. And I'm going to call this the news feed. Yes, news food. News feed. Mr. Neri. Gosh. Okay, so all the content is going to go in here. Feed me OC. Feed me original content. Save, refresh, good. If I go inspect, I can inspect this thing. This is a div. The div has an ID of newsfeed and it's right here. And sure enough, I can go news feed and it comes up with that one. I can also set newsfeed.inner.html to be yes. And that will replace everything inside this div tag. It'll replace the feed me OC. It'll delete that and replace it with yes. And it worked. Like was that? So you can dynamically change the contents of that element. Okay. Whew. I have had a mental blank. No, I know where I'm going. We want it so when I type hello or something, it comes up in that area. Good. We want to, I guess, add it to this list. That's the wrong file. This file. So, first of all, let's make a new element that's going to say hello. Yeah, we'll make I don't know, what's a good element? A div element, I guess. I'm really boring. Div elements are good for an element that doesn't do anything to the stuff inside it. You just want a filler element. You just want a new element. You don't care what it is. You can just do a div element. So I'm going to create a new element called, and I'm going to store that in a variable called div. And then I'm going to set the inner HTML of that div to be whatever. And this won't work. Yeah, I get a lot of complaints when I do something and then it doesn't work. People are like, what? This, as a heads up, this will not work. If I refresh and go gibberish, where's my div? Where is my div? I want my div, but my div is not there. Ugh. Okay, so the problem is I made a div, a glorious looking div that contains the text whatever, but it is nowhere on the page. Yeah, it's nowhere on the page. I can find it if I go here and type div. It exists. It's somewhere, but it's just not on the page anywhere. It doesn't exist. So I need to say where on the page to put this element I have created. And I want to put it inside the news feed. I want it to appear right here, yeah, in the feed me OC. So I want to get that news feed and I want to add a child to it. I want to add this new element that I've just created, the one that we've seen exists just in the upside down, in the netherland. I want to get this element and put it inside newsfeed. Okay, so this will get the div element and put it inside newsfeed. If I refresh, hopefully when I click save, yes, it made a new element called div and put it inside there. I can run this again, and sure enough, it'll make another one. Isn't that neat? Ooh, my Dropbox is full. Upgrade? What am I, made of money? Gosh. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Whew. We're covering a lot in this video, aren't we? We're going very, very fast. Mr. Renero does not slow down for nobody, because it's a video. you can pause and rewind if you want to. Or you can watch this video on double speed if you want to hear super fast talking. Anyway, what do we need? We want it to actually add this text to this newsfeed. Yeah, not just whatever. We don't want it to always say whatever. We want it to say text. Yeah, we don't want it to be a static string that is always whatever. We want it to be whatever the text variable is, whatever they typed into here. Okay, to do that, two things. Number one, I'm going to change these. See these quotes here? There is a different type of quote. Have a look at this very carefully. There is a different type of quote. These here, you press the quote button on your keyboard, the apostrophe next to enter. This here is the key next to one. This is called a tilde. Click the tilde key. The key that you probably never press on your keyboard. This one. Yes? Just press that once. Don't press shift. You don't need a shift. Don't worry about the shift. Just click tilde. It's a backtick. And these ones are cooler than normal quotes. Because, you know, I can use it the same way. I could make it say hello, and then I go in here and click save, and then it makes a new thing called hello. So it looks the same, but it's much cooler because I can use the squiggly brackets. Yeah, the shift and the square brackets. Notice these are curly brackets, and I can put a variable in here. Yeah? Kind of like f-strings in Python. If you know f-strings in Python, it's a little bit different because I also need some cash money before. So I would do $, and then curly brackets, the name of the variable, and now this will be replaced with text. Refresh. Hello. Okay, so at this point, I click save. It's going to run this line. So it's going to get the value of this thing. The value of this thing, let's just check, is hello. So it's going to get hello. It's going to store that in a variable called text, just to simulate what's going to happen. So now text is a variable called hello. Good. Then it is going to make a new div. That div won't appear on the screen. Yeah, it doesn't appear anywhere here, but it exists in space. And then it is going to set the inner HTML, so the stuff inside that element, to be hello and then whatever the text variable is. Remember, text is, well, hello as well. I probably should have picked something else, because this is going to say hello, hello. Anyway, this text has now been replaced with hello exclamation mark. And then this, it is what is going to get that div tag that I've just created. Yeah, that div tag that now contains hello, and is going to put it inside newsfeed, inside here. So now it exists there. So let's see if that works. If I do, my name is Chuka Slim Shady, and go save, isn't that brilliant? Isn't that beautiful? It saves it to your list, and now you can, good, smiley face, save. Yeah. Wonderful! This is a good status to post. Just post that. Next time you're feeling bored, post that on your Facebook or your Snapgram or whatever your kids use these days. Alright. A few annoying things. It's a bit annoying that it always comes up with this alert. Isn't that frustrating? So let's get rid of that. That was good for testing. Like console.log is good for testing, or print in Python. But once we're done with it, we can delete it. We don't need it anymore. Okay, cool. And what else? The other thing is that there's a few things, I guess. The other thing is that when I click save, it doesn't empty out this. So if I want to type a new message, I have to delete the existing message. That's kind of annoying. Fortunately, there is a way to empty this. So this contains nothing. This is the status input. Status input is a reference to that particular element. Remember, .value I can use to get what's inside it. I can also set what's inside it. Status input.value equals yes. But that's not what I want. I want to blank it out so that it disappears, so there's nothing in there. Yes, nothing. No, that'll literally print nothing. Computers are dumb. They do what you tell them to do. If you want it to print nothing, if you want to set its contents to be nothing, its value to be nothing, you can set it to be the empty string. And now it's nothing. when do I want to do that? I want to do it every time I hit save, but after I've read that message. So after I've read the message, maybe right at the end might be a good place. So now, put a semicolon. You might notice sometimes I forget the semicolons. This is a semicolon at the end. JavaScript is really generous. This will work with or without the semicolons, if you're wondering. Sometimes it's important, but most of the time it's not. I'm going to leave them in. Status, hello. Good. Yes. That's not how you spell yes. That not how you spell yes. Get an education, Mr. Ranieri. Well, that's not very nice. Sad emoji. Yeah. I mean, it's a bit weird that it says hello, isn't it? Notice how web development works? Isn't that, like, you make this dodgy little website that does barely anything at all, and then you just keep noticing issues with it, and fixing those issues. Normally it's a lot more painful than this, by the way. Wait, no, it's really fun. You should definitely do digital technologies next year. Anyway, I don't want it to say hello. I want it to say your username. I think what we might do is I'm going to pause this video. We're going to leave it there. And then in the next video, I'm going to add usernames. I'm going to make it so when you press enter, it takes you to the next thing. Good luck. Have fun. If you hated this video, if you despise everything that it is, if you think that it's awful, then please make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Later!